At 83, Walter sat in his favorite chair by the window, watching the garden fade into the dusk. The same yard he had once mowed with military precision now looked wild, unkempt. The creeping vines along the fence, the grass clawing its way up the stones, signs of a life slowing down. He felt it too, not just in his knees or his back, but in his thoughts. Words came slower. Names sometimes vanished like mist. He wasn't sad, just puzzled. When did this happen? He often asked himself. Across the street, Marjorie, a sharp-eyed 90-year-old, was setting out for her evening walk, shoulders straight, pace brisk. Walter admired her. She looked alive. Not just breathing, but truly alive. And that difference haunted him. What happens after 80? For decades, the answer has sat quietly at the intersection of biology, psychology, and environment. Aging, people assume, is an inevitable decline. But it's not just wear and tear. After 80, a critical shift occurs. Muscles weaken faster. The brain starts losing plasticity. But more than that, people often lose structure, purpose, and connection. And yet, some thrive. Like Marjorie. Like Mr. Alvarez down the block, still playing jazz piano in the local bar. Like Lillian, 87, who volunteers twice a week and laughs more than anyone Walter knows. So, what separates the thriving few from the declining many? There are 5 proven ways that people can beat the post-80 decline. 5 simple things that don't stop time, but help people dance with it instead. 1. Movement isn't optional, it's medicine. One of the clearest dividing lines is physical activity. Not Olympic training, not Ironman competitions, just move daily. Marjorie never missed her walk, even when it rained. Her secret? Consistency over intensity. At her age, she didn't jog. She just walked. Every day, same time, same streets. That routine kept her joints lubricated, her balance steady, and her heart strong. A study out of Harvard showed that seniors who engage in 150 minutes of moderate activity per week, like brisk walking, had significantly lower rates of cognitive decline. It wasn't about gym memberships. It was about movement being part of life. Gardening, climbing stairs, dancing, even standing up from a chair without using hands. Walter remembered once reading, "If you stop moving, you start dying." Harsh, he thought, but maybe true. Number 2, the brain is a muscle. Train it. Walter used to do crossword puzzles in his 60s. Then somehow he stopped. He used to read mysteries. Now he only flipped through the newspaper. Yet every time he challenged himself, tackling a difficult book, learning a new card game, even watching a documentary, he felt sharper afterward. Neuroscience confirms it. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt, doesn't vanish after 80. It just needs a nudge. Learning something new builds new neural pathways. Even small things like switching hands to brush teeth challenge the brain in surprising ways. Marjorie had taken up Italian at 85. Just on Duolingo, she said. Just 10 minutes a day. She wasn't fluent, but she was firing up her brain. 3. Eat for energy, not just fullness. Walter's pantry was full of canned soup, crackers, and instant oatmeal. Easy things, soft things, tired things. But the body after 80 doesn't just want calories. It wants nutrients. Protein for muscle repair. Omega-3s for brain health. Antioxidants to fight inflammation. Seniors often eat less, so what they eat matters more. Lillian, the laughing volunteer, swore by her rainbow rule. Eat foods of 5 different colors every day. Blueberries, spinach, red peppers, carrots, black beans. She cooked simply but colorfully, and she always drank water, never soda, rarely coffee. Research backs her up. Seniors who eat a Mediterranean-style diet, rich in vegetables, healthy fats, and lean proteins, show slower cognitive decline and better heart health. Walter stared at his soup. He made a decision. Tomorrow, he'd buy real food. Nor 4, the invisible killer, isolation. Loneliness doesn't just feel bad. It kills. Studies from institutions like the NIH and the CDC confirm that chronic loneliness is as dangerous to health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. After 80, social circles shrink, friends die, children get busy, days go quiet, too quiet. Walter hadn't had a real conversation in 3 days, not since he said hello to the mailman. But then there's Mr. Alvarez, who plays jazz every Thursday, surrounded by old friends and younger fans. Or Marjorie, who attends the senior book club, not just to read, but to be seen, heard, needed. Connection is critical. Even a phone call a day can make a difference. Even sharing coffee with a neighbor. We're wired for interaction. Without it, even the healthiest bodies begin to fade. 5. Purpose is the spark that keeps the engine running. After retirement, after raising children, after all the milestones, what then? Many seniors, Walter included, had quietly fallen into days without direction, routines without meaning. That was the real decline, not just bones and memory, but the absence of why. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It can be taking care of a dog, writing letters to grandkids, tending a garden, volunteering, creating, teaching. Lillian said the secret to her joy wasn't her diet or her genes. It was that every Tuesday and Friday she showed up to help first graders with reading. They light me up, she said. I matter. Purpose keeps people alive, not biologically, but spiritually, emotionally, even socially. That night, Walter didn't turn on the TV. Instead, he pulled out a worn notebook and made 5 small lists. Under move, he wrote, walk to the park, 10 minutes, morning and evening. Under brain, he scribbled, start crosswords again, read that Hemingway book. Under food, buy real vegetables, eggs, beans, olive oil. Under connection, call John, invite Marjorie for coffee, look up community center schedule. Under purpose, fix the birdhouse. Maybe volunteer? He stared at the pages. 5 lists, 5 ways. It didn't feel overwhelming. It felt like a map. He wasn't trying to be young again. He was just trying to be here, fully here. Over the next few weeks, the changes were small but steady. He walked each morning, at first shaky, then stronger. He ate colorfully. He called old friends. He laughed with Marjorie over stale cookies and new memories. He found a local program where retirees read to kindergartners. He signed up. Walter was still 83, still slower than he once was, still occasionally forgetful. But something had shifted. He wasn't declining. He was living. And that made all the difference.